Stream should be going live right about now. So I'm going to get started. The goal is to create a table in the database that can handle likes, so like these things here. We want a table that can handle likes on the content themselves, but we also want them to be able to handle likes that are on comments too. And I think that can be done with one table, and we don't have to make multiple tables. I could be wrong, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to see as we go. So I'm going to start off on the back-end code, and it's like 3 or 4 different things you have to do in order to set up a new table. So I'm just going to start with that. First thing I would think to do is create the migrations. So I'll just call it, go here, new file. We'll just call it likes, I guess. Likes.js. And then, just to use as a reference, I'm going to put this over here. And actually copy all this. Creates table of likes. We're going to name this table likes, just like so. So of course we're always going to have this ID. That's the primary key for the table. Gonna be a lot less columns in this table compared to the other tables that we created, such as the comments table here. So we actually only have three tables. One will indeed be a string. Don't think it needs to be 500 characters though. Let's make it like 20 characters maybe. And then we're gonna name this like type, like that. I'm gonna document this as we go as well in Trello. And then we will, excuse me, we will need this to stay. Except let's just change these comments. Say each like was done by some user. User is deleted, so is their like. And we can get rid of this date time. I don't think there's ever a time where you need to know when someone liked something, or maybe there is, I don't know. I don't think that's super important. If we want to add that later, we could. I think that just might add a little bit too much complexity at the moment though. Definitely don't need that one. Okay, so then we're gonna have I'm just gonna call it like a likey foreign key. So it's like you have the liker, and then you have the likey, which the likey is the thing that was liked. Or maybe I should name it liked. Yeah, it's probably it sounds a little bit better. So we'll call it, go here, say liked foreign key. We'll say for the comments, each like has one liked post / comment. Actually, let's call it content. If content / comment is deleted, so is their comment. Or wait, so is their like. Okay. Now I think that is it for the migrations. It was a bit easier than I was expecting it to be. So now that we've done that, get rid of this guy, save this file. Next thing is to do the seeds, which you can pretty much just like copy and paste for that. So just create a new seed file, 05 likes.js, and then take this, copy it, paste it over here. For now, or wait, no. So change this and say likes. And what? Okay, so before we save this file, go ahead and create the file for likes. So new file, and say likes.json. And then we'll change this, change all three of these and say likes. Now we can save it because it's getting the correct data. We don't need to worry about that anymore. I'm gonna take this, and now let's actually just create the likes here. So we're gonna need an array. It's just gonna be an array of objects. Each object is one like in our table. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over to here so we can see the columns that we're needing here. First one's called like. Oh, I forgot. Gotta do it in quotes or double quotes. Double quotes. That's it. So like type, and we can just make this random. So for this first one, I'm gonna say the like type is content. And then say liked foreign key, and this has to be the primary key, some content or some comment. I guess I can just do, honestly, let me look at the page. So this is number 3. I'm just gonna put it on number 1. This is the one that has a primary key of 1. It'll make things easier to understand. So 1. And then the last column is user ID. And I don't think it really matters. I'm just gonna put like 2, whoever that is. Okay, now let's just kind of just copy and paste these until we have as many as we want. So I guess I'll have like 3 likes on this specific post. By that said, well, you can't have a like, you can only have 1 like per user, so we gotta change the users. I need to write that down. Only have 1 like per user. Let's say to do. I'm gonna say each content / comment can only be liked once per user. Find way to enforce this. Okay. Now, I think I'll put 2 on 1 more content. I'll put, we can do number 3. So content number 3 And we can just do the same thing. And number 3, do user 1 this time. Now let's put some likes onto a comment itself. Let them know. I have no idea which comment which. Oh, it seems like all the comments I have are currently on this one. So they're on the number 6 apparently. That makes things easy, I guess. So we're gonna say the like type here is comment. We can just do the first comment, or let's do the second. And we can keep it just like that. And then I'll replicate this. And we use user 1, user 3, and then we'll give one more like to a comment. We'll give it to number 3. Let's do number 4 actually. And then that's it. We can test this to see if it works. It probably won't, but I don't know, maybe we can get lucky today. Trying to think of what I should do next. So I've got the migrations, got the seeds, got the data. What comes next is the question. Okay, so the next thing I guess would be the routes. Yeah, I think so. Just make sure everything is saved here. Don't need that. Probably good to keep that up just in case. I guess we gotta figure out where do we want to put the liked or the likes routes. Because I think we put the comments inside of user content. Yeah, so I think that would make sense to put the likes inside of user content as well. It's getting to be a big file, but logically it just kind of makes sense. Okay, so put a section here, and say likes routes. Copy that. Paste it. Now we gotta figure out how to create these routes. I don't think it should be hard. We also gotta remember to roll back our migrations and re-migrate those migrations. That's phrasing. Not sure if that's the correct phrasing or not. Okay, so let's see this. I think we can do router.get /likes. Maybe I should say all likes. Is that what I did with the comments? Yeah, I'm gonna say all likes. And of course there's gonna be a request and a response. And inside of it, we do a query here and say likes, which is you're querying the likes table is what that's saying. And I'm going to do select. I think if you leave it empty, they'll select everything in the table. So we need an example of this. I'm just gonna drag this over here to scroll up a little bit. There we go, there's a perfect example. Take this, copy, paste, and change this to likes instead of comments. Now we can test everything here by going to our terminal, shutting this down, say npx connects. It's actually pronounced nex, but kind of like saying connects sometimes. So npx connects migrate rollback, and that will get rid of the changes in our database. Then you can go npm run migrate to get the new changes, and then you gotta remember to put the data back into the database by saying npm run seed. So there's no errors there, which is a really good sign. So we can do npm start. That's already up, no errors, which is good. Now to test this, we can go here. We can open up the URL for our backend, which is 3001/API, and let's go to our route that we just created, which is likes. Oh, we actually didn't call it likes. We called it all likes, and there is all of our likes. So that part worked. Let's check the console just to make sure there's no errors. Yeah, we're good. That worked. I believe these are correct, right? Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of similar numbers, so it looks a little bit confusing, but everything seems to be here. Trying to think of what the next step is at this point. So the front end, I guess the first thing that we should try to do is get each post to just get the correct number of likes. I guess that's kind of the goal here. It's going to be very similar to how we did it with the comments, which was pretty hard, but I'm hoping for the best. So this is where we're getting the user content on the home page. You can see right here, this is how we're actually adding the comments to that each user post. Let me find that here. So that means what I need to do is figure out how to do the same thing, except with likes. So let's actually go through this a little bit and try and remember what's going on here. So this gets every single content, and then it's looping through every single content here. That's what C is, content. So then there's another query inside of here, which gets all the comments of the content based on the content ID. So I guess the first step here, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle. Starting to think that maybe I should separate the different types of likes into two different tables, so one for comments and one for content. Because we're gonna need to, not only do we need to get the number of likes for this content here, but we also will need to get the number of likes for the comments here in two different locations. So I'm trying to think of how to do that. Get comments of this content. Let's go there. Let's check that out. I think that would be here. Bring that here. Yeah, here's the get comments of this content. Actually, I think we can keep it all in one table. I'll add like one more line of code, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Let's start off by trying to get all the likes for each comment. Trying to think of how that would work. Wonder if I could just use a method that's in this export and use it use one of these methods in another method that's already in here. I'm gonna call this query get likes of this comment. Pass in an ID. It will be a function. You put your comma here. And then we'll do something very similar to what we're doing below. Say const query equals next. The table is called likes. And then we can just select everything. Like that. But we do need to do a filter. Or no, we can just use where. So we need two wheres though is the thing. I've never done that before. But we'll see how it goes. So where, and we gotta find out the name of that column again. The name of the column is like_type. Copy that. Paste that here. So where like type is equal to comment. Can I say and where? And where? What is it called? And where liked foreign key is equal to ID. I think that's how it would work. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. So that would be the end of that query, and then we would simply return it. Now the question is, can we use this method inside of this method, or will it not allow that? Because I'm not 100% sure, honestly. Guess we can try that out. So, some space right here. Also, backspace that a little bit. How would that work? Open this file up. We gotta figure out how they're doing it here. We need to loop through. Need to loop through every single comment. Can you still do, like, can you still return something if you put a dot then? Or does the dot then, like, end it? Not totally certain. It's gonna be really tricky to experiment with that. Guess it's worth a shot. Wish there was a better way to do this. Maybe I can do it in the user content file. Yeah, I think that actually would work. Okay. I might try that actually. I can still use this query as well. So this gets all the comments of the content. And then we're gonna have to loop through each comment in this list right here. Okay. This is gonna make this real complicated. Alright, so it's going to put some space here. And I'm gonna do I'm gonna make this async. I'm gonna say await queries dot get, or wait a second, no. first thing we gotta do is loop through each and every comment. To do that, you would say cs dot map comment arrow function, and then inside of there, now make this asynchronous. I think that would be asynchronous. I think we would need to do this as well. So do await all. And where's that end? The parenthesis end. Hard to tell, honestly. But I think I need to wrap everything. This would wrap the entire thing. Yeah, I think that's correct. And then inside of here, what will we do? I think inside of here, we would do await queries dot get likes of this comment, pass in the comment ID, then after that, do we need to know more than just the number of likes, or do we just need to know number of likes? Is that it? I think that's all that's needed. But I think it's fine if we just pass all the data instead of just like the number of likes, just pass all of it. I'll probably feel like that'd be a good way to do it. Now we're getting so nested, it's just confusing. So await queries dot get likes of this comment. Not 100% sure how this is gonna work. Say then. Say async. See result. Say com result. Then we need arrow function. Inside of this, I think it would be comment dot num likes equal to com result dot I guess just length. I think that would work. That might do the job, potentially. Not really certain. I think I'm going to test this out by saving it. Check for errors. There's no errors currently. Go to the browser. And let's do API/user content and see if it's there. Oh wow, I think it actually worked. You see, this is the very first one, and you see it has 0 likes here. Wait, what is this? Yeah, I think we might need to get rid of that value. Let me go back and look at the data we entered. Where's the JSON? Here it is. So there should be, on the very first content, there should be 3 likes. be 2 on the 3rd. Go look at that. Very first one should be... Oh, I think I see where I messed up. Okay, so should be on the very first comment. This is the very first comment. Should be 3 likes for this value. There's 3 on this one. Interesting. 3. And there should be 2 on the 3rd one. 0. There's 1 on that. Or where it's getting the data from. Let's go look at our comments table real quick. Need to get rid of this num likes column. It's kind of confusing the crap out of me. So there's no way you would be able to store that as a column. No way you would be able to know that. Yeah, because we have a likes table. I don't think that'll work out. Now, take that off. Save this. Make sure. Actually, I think I want to do the same thing for the user content table. There's a num likes here. Take that off. Like that. We also need to change the data now that we've done that. So we should be able to do this. Do regular expression. Like that. Do a period, which will get rid of that. Let's do 2. And we're going to replace it with a blank space. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Save this. Do the same thing with the user content. Find number of likes. And do the same thing. Let's go right here. Double quote, double quote. Use regular expressions again to get rid of stuff. And let's just replace it with blank space. And get rid of any unnecessary commas that are left behind. Now we can save this. Save this. And let's reset our database. So let's do the same thing we did earlier, where we do rollback. After the rollback, let's get our database structure back, and then get the actual data back, and run the server. There's no complaints there, which is a really good sign. Now let's look and see what this says. That's kind of what I was expecting. There's an error. Oh, my routes. So my routes need to be fixed. So anywhere that we use num likes needs to be fixed, because it should not be there. So let's start at the very first one. Get rid of this. Guess we'll have to get rid of this as well. That's like a big deal though. Guess I'll comment it out. Maybe I'll find a way to re-add it later. Okay, let's go to the next one. Get rid of this. To the next one. And I guess we gotta get rid of this as well. And same thing for this one. Okay, so now we shouldn't be getting any complaints. We should be able to take this and do this. But it's still complaining about something apparently. Well, I took... Oh, maybe it's in a different file. Say what file it's seeing that at? That'd be really convenient. Maybe in here? Oh, yep, it's right here. Get rid of this. Save that. Maybe in these files as well, I'm not sure. No, not in here. Maybe in the topics, potentially. Not in this one, but it is in this one. Let's get rid of it again. Like that. Get rid of it here. That. And get rid of this last one. Like that. Now it should be good. So we go back. And we refresh. We have everything. We're just missing the num likes now. Which is good. That's what we want. Here's all of our comments. Now we can actually take a look at the num likes that we're dynamically adding inside of the route. And it's still incorrect. I don't know why it put it on the ID of 2. That's our next thing. Like what's going on there? We gotta figure that out. Okay, so gotta figure out this mystery. Why are the num likes on this third one, the one that has a primary key of 2, why is that? There's also 1 on this one. Let me check this out real quick. So likes. Okay. So comment. There should be 2. No, there should be 3 likes on the second comment. That comment that has a ID of 2. Then there should be 1 on number 4. I think that's how it was. Yeah, 3 likes on number 2. And 1 like on number 4. Okay, so it actually was working perfectly fine. And we got 0 for all others, which is exactly what we wanted. Oh, it's perfect. I think I would like to use underscores though. That's one thing, because we want to stay consistent. I noticed I didn't do that with the number of comments. How am I supposed to change that, I wonder? Because it's not actually in the database, we're just dynamically adding it. Which would be kind of confusing. Like, what if we like add a like dynamically? How do we handle that? I guess I'll think about that in a second. The next thing I need to do is handle the content likes themselves. Let's go back in here. And for each content, I think we're gonna have to create another loop. So here is where we're getting the content. And I think I'm gonna need to create another thing in that queries file. So we can put that right here. And we'll say get likes of this content. So it'll be really similar to this one. We'll say get likes of this content. Pass in an ID. Only difference is it's gonna have a like type of content. And that's literally it. So then we can go in here And we can actually, I need to write some comments for the stuff I wrote earlier. Totally forgot about that. Loop through every comment and store num likes that comment as. So we're going to do something very similar up here. We're going to loop through every content and store num likes that content has. The way we can do that is, actually, how can we do that? Actually, we're already looping through our content right here, so we don't need to loop through it again up here. We can just put it right here. I'll just put some space and take this comment, the comment right there. We'll say await queries dot get likes of this content. Pass in the content ID, then say asynchronous say con result, like that. And then what will that return again? I think it'll just return an array. Yeah. So then at this point we can literally just say C dot num likes equals con result dot length, and I believe that will work. I think I'm like 90% sure that'll work. Okay, so I will go ahead and save that, go back to the browser, refresh this. Let's look at our data real quick, for like the mock data, I mean. So if it worked, we should have 3 likes on the first content and then 2 likes on the second content. Let's go here. There should be 3 likes on this one, and then there should be 2 on this one. Perfect. Now there should be 0 for the rest, and that seems to be the case. Awesome. Oh wait, that's comments. We don't need to worry about that. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Cool. That's a good sign. Now that that's working, let's actually try to get it working with our front end. Let me think about this for a second. So it won't be hard to make this display. The hard part will be making it interactive so that it will actually be dynamic, where if you click like, it shows that to everybody and it updates the database correctly. That's the tough part. And then there's multiple routes where we need to like update stuff. That makes it a little bit tough too. Good thing is the database, after we finish this feature, the database shouldn't get too much more complicated. This should be the only complexity that we really need to add, because there's not really anything else left after this. Maybe we'll have to, actually we will have to add the following, like the database structure for following a topic, but hopefully that won't be too complicated. Mainly just putting a user ID foreign key down. You ever scratch your eye and then like you just gotta like keep scratching it, like one scratch is all it takes and then scratching it the rest of the day? Hate that. Alright, so I'm gonna try and get this displaying on the front end. So let's go to the front end here, go to our home page. Actually, let's not go to the home page, let's go to content card. And this is where it's actually being shown. I think it's gonna be a real simple change, like literally just change this to num likes, and then I think that might be it. Maybe. Let's go ahead and save that and see what happens after a refresh. Uh-oh. Oh, yes! Okay, so it worked. You see we have 3 likes on this, 2 on this. But we need to make sure that the comments... Yes, I believe the comments will not be working at the moment. So what we need to do... Go to our comment list itself. Go to the comment list. On the comment list, we need to find out where the num likes are coming in. Oh, right here. So you should be able to just change this. Say num likes, just like that. So save it. Let's open the console just to make sure no weird errors are happening. Console, clear to me. Let's refresh it. Everything's working, so now let's open this. And you see that there's 3 here and 1 here. So it's working exactly as expected, which is a first. That's not usually how it goes. Now that that is built, the next step of this process would be to make it functional, so that instead of just like displaying this stuff, it will be able to handle a user clicking and liking something. I'm wondering if this works on the user account. Yeah, I'm not currently logged in, I forgot about that. I'm gonna leave myself a note real quick. So, make sure likes work on profile and on topics page. And anywhere else. I'm just trying to think of like all the various scenarios here. A little bit tough. I don't know if I should start on the front end. I guess I should start on the back end for this part. Whenever a new like is added, the new like needs to be added to the likes table. That's the first thing that should happen, I think. So, go to our backend, go to our user content routes. I'm going to go down here, and we're gonna do something, make a new route, say router post, it's gonna be /new like. Just like above, we'll have a request and a response. It's going to be an arrow function. Then we need to do a query on our likes table and say insert. Then we're going to, of course, insert an object with all the columns that are required. So if we look over here, maximize this a little bit. first one is called like type. So we can do like underscore type, and this will come from the request body. So request.body dot like type. What was that? And then I think it'll be exactly the same for the rest. So next one going to be liked foreign key, like that. Say request dot body dot liked foreign key. Then the last one will do exactly the same thing we did up here. So we can just copy it, paste it in, and that should do it. That will allow you to add a new like to the table. The hard part will be like refreshing things on the front end so that everything works. Okay, so I'm going to save that, go back to our front end code. We need to figure out where it is where you can actually like. So I think if we get a content card, I think it's this vote component I created. We'll go to that. So you see there is a on click it calls a method called vote, and I guess that means it adds one to it, maybe? No, that means something else. Some kind of type? I think that's in case you want to add like upvoting and downvoting, I think. So it's saying if the state.vote equals the type that's passed in, then it gets 0, otherwise it gets type. Not sure I understand that. So it starts out at 0, so it's like if 0 equals the type passed in. I feel like there's a easier way to do that. I think I understand now. This is kind of convoluted. Alright, but we know this is where we're clicking to do an upvote, like a like. That means this right here is where we actually need to add that to the database. Just gotta figure out how we would actually do that. I guess I could use the way that I did it for the comment list, because it's gonna be really similar. The comments are really similar to the likes. Alright, so comment option. This is what it looks like whenever we submit a comment. Creates the body of it. But we're only passing one value to this vote component here. I'm not sure how I want to implement this. Could implement it inside of the vote, but I could also implement it inside of content card itself. I feel like both ways are fine, honestly. I feel like it's not that big of a deal either way. But if we're gonna do it inside of vote, we need to pass in more data. We're gonna need a user ID, a like type, as well as a liked foreign key. Can we get that from our content card here? Well, if we pass in the content itself, I think it would be easy enough to just pass in some more props. So we can pass in one called like type, set that equal to a string would be called content, and we can copy this, paste it over here, except this one is going to be called comment. Then we're going to need the liked foreign key. Hopefully this part won't be too hard. You could say liked foreign key, and it's going to equal, I think we can just take this, paste it here, and do ID. How would we do it for this one thing? So what props is comment options taking in is a great question. Comment options is taking in the number of likes, and that is actually it. But it needs to take in the comment ID too. So we can paste, nope. Paste that in. And we can do comment.id, just like so. Now, if we go up to our comment options themselves, we can do the same thing for vote. Got liked foreign key, and then pass in a value props dot liked foreign key. And then with all of that, go to our vote component. I don't think we even need to set the state. I could be wrong. I didn't even think about that. Need to make it so in the back end a user can remove likes. Alright, so I need to make it so that I can make it so I can remove likes. So we can make a new like, but I'm not super used to removing stuff from a database, so hopefully I have at least like one example of that somewhere. I need to do that for the comments too. I have an update here. Have I ever had to remove something from the database? I don't think I have. Interesting. Actually, I think in in this file, I've done it once. Here it is, delete. Yeah, I don't think it should even be that hard. We can just use this as a reference here. Let's scroll down a bit. And let's look at the front end real quick. We need an ID, that's for sure. So as long as we have the ID of the content or the comment, it should be able to get deleted, no problem. And we do, we're passing that in. So that's good. Let's do the same thing. Would that be a post or kind of router dot just mess around and look at what our options here. Remove, is that a thing? Delete? Yeah, I think that's a router.delete. And we'll call it remove like. Takes a request and a response. It is an arrow function. Side of it, we're getting the likes table. All we're doing is saying where where actually I'm not sure how the rest of this is gonna go. I guess you just choose column name. So, but we need the column name of this specific like. That's the thing. That's not what the front end is sending us though. Potentially an issue. That'd be a better way to do this. I'm going to be taking a break soon because this is a really tough one. Been going for quite a while now. I would like to figure this out before I go though. But man, this is a tough one. How do you remove something from a table without actually having the ID of that table? Yes, this is a scenario where we actually need to send the entire data for that like, not just the number of likes, but the entire data. And we need to change the way that we're getting our data, which is right here. See right here, we're just getting the number of likes. But we need all the data. We need the ID of each like, not just the number of likes. Guess we could just pass the entire array of likes and call it c.likes. I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't work. I'm gonna try that. It's gonna cause a lot of issues, but maybe I can make it work. So c.likes, get rid of this. We have to do this in one other place too. Can't remember where though. Oh, right down here. So get rid of this. Call it likes. Don't need that. And it's gonna change our front end dramatically. Let's go ahead and save this. It's gonna break the front end. Go back to the front end. Go to your content card. So where's it displaying? Where's it displaying the number of likes again? Right here. So this would, instead of passing in this, I think what we should do instead is pass in a value called likes, and it will be this.props.content.likes. I deleted something on accident. There we go. We should also probably spell that right. So likes. Now, to do that in one other place, which is right here, so we'll pass in comment option, something called likes equals this dot props dot. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Pass in comment.likes. Then we go up to comment options. And we'll do the same thing for this. So likes equals props.likes. Now vote should have all the data that it needs. We just need to change it. We also need to change a few other things still. wait, no, maybe we need to just change vote. Yeah. Inside of vote, we need to change this. Change it to likes dot. Actually, I need to go back to the front end or the back end. I might be doing something completely wrong here. Oh no, I'm doing it right. Okay, got worried there for a second. So we'll do likes dot length, just like that, and potentially that will work. Potentially. I don't have a lot of faith in this code I just wrote, but who knows. Okay, so if we go here, we refresh, we are still getting our likes. Don't know if that's because of an error. Check here. We're getting those likes too. A good sign. Did I save everything? Everything seems to be saved. Okay. Well, that's awesome. So let's try removing some values that we don't need. We don't need score. But this is gonna change stuff dramatically. So inside of here, anywhere that we use score, we need to replace it with this .props.likes.length. So, where are we using score? I guess we were just using it at that one spot. Interesting. So we can go ahead and just get rid of that. No problem. Backspace. I think we still need the like type prop. Oh wait, no we don't. Because that will be stored in this value. So we can also get rid of that. And same for this. We don't need it. Now let's go over to our content card and do the same thing. Don't need this. Or these two. Just need the last one here. So if we save this, it should still be working fine. Hopefully. Refresh, and everything is working fine. Awesome. Now that we got that working, we can try and make it so it's functional. We can try. Not going to be the easiest thing, but it's always worth it to try. I think what we should do, make a variable at the top here, say const. We'll just say vote value, and say we can just use this right here. So it's going to be either 0 or 1. And then down here, we can have a simple if. So if vote value equals 0, then we're going to remove this like from the database. Let me go and make sure that route is working correctly. So ID, yeah, that should work fine. I should remove the like right from the database. So value equals 0. In this case, we need to remove the like from the database, so let's see how we could do that. I think, do we have the client? We do not. We need to get the client by copying this, pasting it right here. Awesome, we got that. Now we just need to do client dot, I guess it would be delete? I don't know. Remove? I don't remember how that works. Let me look up the documentation for Axios.
Axios remove. I think it's just called delete. We can do client.delete. I think that should work, hopefully. We're going to do /API/remove-like. I think that's what I called it. Yeah, /remove-like. And then I think that's all. Oh wait, no. We need to pass an object into it that has an ID. The ID is going to be this dot props dot likes dot ID. Now that should work, hopefully. Otherwise, if we're not removing it from the database, we need to add it to the database. This one will do const body equals and inside of here we need to add all the columns that are required for our table. So the columns that are needed, we need a user ID. We're just gonna get this by doing this dot props dot likes dot user ID. Going to need the like type. We'll get that exactly the same way. Like type. And same thing for our liked foreign key. Just do it just like that. Now after we got our body here, we want to do client.post. Client.post, and it's going to be /API/new-like. Let me double check that. Yep, new-like. And we'll just pass the body right in. And then we'll have a response here. I'm not sure what to do exactly for this part yet, so I'll figure that out after I do some testing. But just to make sure this hasn't caused an error, I'm gonna save it, go back, and it did cause an error. State and get errors are not defined. I know why this one's not defined, we gotta import it, clearly. Just import that. What was it talking about state? Where did it see state? Not seeing that anywhere. Oh, right here. So this should be this dot state dot vote. So save that. Back, refresh. And there doesn't seem to be any errors, and it seems to be working perfectly fine. Alright. So I guess we should test it out now. This method called onClick is exactly what we want. Called onClick. So we need to examine our backend data to test this out, because it's not going to show dynamically yet. It's not like real-time changes, but it should actually change the backend data, and that's how we'll know if it works or not. So if we go to here, go to our backend, go to our table called all likes, or our route, table itself is called likes. So you see here we have 8 likes. So after we press like on a comment or a post, we should have 9. So refresh, let's make sure there's still 8. Now let's test this out pressing like. There's no errors, which is a really good sign. Now let's go over to our backend, refresh it, and there should have been a 9th like here. Maybe I didn't save? No, I definitely saved. So what's the deal with that? So it would have gave this a value of 1, which would have called this, which absolutely would have worked. I see an error here. This is supposed to be user ID? That's very clearly an error, but I don't think that's what caused it. I mean, maybe. Is there any backend errors here? No, the backend looks fine. That's odd. Okay, so I'm gonna save this again. Okay, so it seems to have got stuck, and that's what happened there. And it errored out. So let's retry it. Something just happened here, I think. That's weird. Okay, so let's... Wait, am I using the right table? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to like this. Now there should be 9 here, but there is still not 9 for some reason. I'm surprised I'm not getting any kind of back-end issues here. I would think I would get some back-end issues. We're gonna have to do some debugging to figure out why this is not working. I'm also realizing we can't rely on state because this refreshes every time you refresh the page, go anywhere or come back. Because of that, you can't rely on it. You need to take this value straight out of the database. I'm gonna have to figure that out too. I'm gonna leave myself a note to do that. Like, I don't really know why this would error out like it's doing. If I refresh, you see that it's erroring out for some reason. It says 𝕒𝕒𝕕𝕚39, so line 39, which is the error. So it threw an error for some reason. Am I doing this correctly? /API /new_like. Is it supposed to be a capital L? Is that the issue? Because that's gonna be funny. No? Seems that it's lowercase, just new like. That should work fine. Remove like is capital. What's the deal with that? Maybe it has something to do with the body I'm sending it. So it definitely gets into this block. But then something right here is failing. I'm not sure what. First thing we should test is the body to make sure this is working correctly. So we can say body equals body. save that. Then we can try it again. Oh, what's that? See it. That's probably the issue. For some reason, everything is undefined. Should not be the case. Absolutely not. Let's figure that out. Passing in likes, which should have all the necessary data. Oh, maybe it's because I didn't save over here, potentially. I don't think so. I don't think that's the issue. So let's look at our vote. Pass in likes. Oh, I bet you I know what it is. Maybe. Well, not 100% certain. Good way to test out what value that's getting is go down here, say console.log likes equals this dot props dot likes, just like that. We see that it is an array. Wait, why is there only 3? Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Because there's only 3 likes on this post, and then the next one, there's 2 likes on it, and then the rest there's 0. That makes total sense. Okay, so...
Wow.
The likes is an array, as I already knew. Oh, that's probably the issue. It's an array of objects. So if we go back to our front-end code, so we go back, this is an array. The reason that that works is because it's the length of the array. The reason this doesn't work is because it is an array. How do we get this specific like for this specific? Well, that's a good question. I'm actually not sure how that would work. So this is passing in every single like for this content. But how do you delete a specific like? I think you would delete a specific like by the user, I think. I think that's the only way you could do it, based on the user. Would we have to do another request to the backend, potentially? So if you have the user ID and what else? User ID and the liked foreign key, then you should be able to delete that like. Maybe that's how it should be done. Let's go back to the back end now that we have realized that. So instead of removing the like by the ID, I think what we should do is say where user ID equal to that, but we're gonna have 2. So let's put this on a new line. Say and where, I think we call it liked foreign key, and then just do the same kind of thing. Just like that. Liked foreign key. Okay, so this is gonna be a new idea. I don't know if this is gonna work. but we need the user ID, we need the liked foreign key. Let's back to the front end. So do we have the user ID in here? We can easily get the user ID in any component, so that's not a problem. Do we have the liked? Yeah, that's no problem either. So here we could just say num likes and say likes dot length. Can make another prop. We'll say for this one, we can call it just user ID, and then take this. It's just going to be the ID there. And we need one more. That's going to be the liked. Oh, wait a second. Okay, I did that backwards. This one will be the liked foreign key. And this one will be the user ID. Will be very similar to this, except we're going to use the user ID instead. Now we need to do the same exact thing on our other vote, so let's copy that. Right here, paste that in, except we're gonna have to change it up so that it says comment, be comment dot likes dot length. I believe that's what it will be, I hope. And it'll be the same kind of thing right here. Comment.id and comment.userID. Now we just need to go up here. How am I doing that again? Yeah, let's see. Paste this. And it will be a lot easier. Literally just do that. Num likes will literally just be props dot num likes liked foreign key, take that out, props dot liked foreign key. Now in vote we need to make up for that. That's not really the right word, but we need to use that. Oh, dang it, we're gonna need the like type too. Didn't even think about that. Okay, so we're gonna need another and where it's gonna be like type is equal to request dot params dot like type dot back here's the vote. This is on the content card. Our like type is just going to be equal to content. Here is a comment. So we can actually make this quicker by copying this, pasting it, saying comment. Now if we go into vote, that.
way that this is gonna work. I think we're literally just passing it down like normal. So just like that. Like that. And like that. Oof. Oh wait, this is... That's a new like. Nice. Hopefully that still is the way it's supposed to work. And then here, remove it, we're gonna need to do the same thing. I'll copy this, paste it, and instead of having an object here like this, we'll just pass in the body object. And that. Let's see how many errors we get. Alrighty. Somehow I didn't remove likes. Thought I did. Apparently it's still here somewhere. Maybe it's that. Oh. So this needs to be num likes. And go ahead and get rid of that for now. Okay. And surprisingly enough, there's no errors so far. Very surprising. I'm happy with that. Now we just gotta see if we can make this thing functional. I think everything should be in order to make it functional, hopefully. Okay, so go to the front end. Next thing that's gonna happen, we're gonna click on it, we're gonna call this method whenever we vote. First things first, it's gonna be 0. Or it's gonna be 1 passed into here. Because of that, it's gonna give this a value of 1. I'm gonna go here, it'll store the user ID, the like type, and the liked foreign key, which I think I have that correctly. This might cause us an issue. I might have done that incorrectly, but I think it's good. And then it'll post it to the backend database to store there. It looks like it's gonna work. So the way we can test it, I'm going to do it right here. Right now, we have 8 likes still, so 8 likes. We go here, click this. Now, if we refresh, there should be a 9th like, but there is not, which means we got an error. If we refresh, it's probably going to show an error in the console. Yep. I genuinely have no idea. Let's check the backend logs. So there's no errors in the backend. So I have no idea why it's unhappy. So this is vote. Vote, fix in props, using these props. We're using it on a content card, so let's look at the values we're passing in here. We got liked foreign keys being passed in, user IDs being passed in, and like type is being passed in. Perfect. So why is it not working? I'm gonna open my window real quick so we get some more light in here. Let there be light. Oh, there's the issue right there. I don't know how I did not see that. So this should be... Oh wait, that's not an issue, that's actually correct. Content.likes.length. I think that's correct. Content.likes. Let's go check that out. .likes. Let's check out another route here. Let's check out the user content route. So it does have, yeah, correct. ID, like type, liked, user ID. Now, why would it be giving me an error? Likes, the liked foreign key. This.props.content.id. Is the user ID on there? That's a good question. It does have a user ID on there. Where's this problem at? I don't understand. Guess we'll just do some more console logging before we can really tell what's going on. So I will console log this body out again. So body equal to body. Now if we press this, you can see that it has all the correct data. That's perfect. So it's not the body causing the issue, surprisingly enough. No backend errors still. Client.post. Is there some reason somehow they're like it doesn't know what this API new like is somehow? I don't know how that would be. Wouldn't really make any sense. And my syntax is correct, client.post. Maybe it's just one of those things where you gotta reset this server for some reason. Instead of doing this, I'm just gonna do console dot error and print that error out. Let's see what error it gives us. That might give us some insight into what's going on. Like that. Refresh that. Request aborted. Great error. Why did it abort? The question here. Oh, 38. I don't really understand. I don't see anything that could be going wrong. Like we're just. It's got to be something with this route, but there's some. Is it somehow not seeing the route? I don't completely understand what would cause that. So here's the backend. All the files are saved. Our route is called 𝕒_like. We're simply inserting data. Do we need to do something more than just inserting? I don't think so. Let's see, what do we do over here? For the new comment, we do return some data. So maybe you're required to return data, or it'll fail on you. So I'm gonna copy this. And I'll paste it here. I'll just call this result. No, I'll call it 𝕒_like result. Insert 𝕒_like success. And then we'll just pass whatever this is into here. I think that should work. So let's see if that fixes it. I really don't think that's gonna fix anything, but never know. Go back, refresh, like, There's actually a new like here. Did that fix it? Oh, that is ridiculous. So if we refresh this, there's no error now. That was all it was. Apparently you have to return something even if it's an insert. That's ridiculous. Cannot believe that. Well, okay then. Well, that was an issue that should not have taken that long. They really need better error handling on these, on their API. Okay, so I'll put a comment in here, to do. That'll remind me that we need to do this. You like here. So let's test it out one more time. It's also really cool that it's showing that one new like. I guess the next thing I really need to do, I need to make it so that this shows that you're the one that liked it. Right now, I could like it again, but that's not, you shouldn't be able to like something twice. One person can like each thing only once. Oh, I think it's going to be complicated to implement that, honestly. Right now we're storing what I was just talking about in the state. So it's like you either have upvoted it or you haven't upvoted it. Pretty much what that's saying. But that needs to be stored somehow in the database. How would you do that? I feel like we already have the data to calculate that without doing another backend request. I just gotta think about this for a second. And wouldn't you have to go through every single like? I think so. I think you would have to go through every single like, and it's like, is this the person that did this person like the post? I guess. I think this could be something calculated in the constructor of vote, maybe. I mean, it would have to be calculated there, I think. Maybe it enters the constructor. The props have the value of the likes. Likes is an array of objects that define each like. What then? Then it loops through, or maybe you could use the filter on the likes. If there's one with the same user ID as the currently logged in user, and same as the currently logged in user, then that would tell you right there. Yeah, I think that's how that would work. I'm gonna write that down because that's a good thought right there. That's how code is made. So to do loop through likes prop, use filter to see, move this a little bit, if user ID of that like is equal to user ID of logged in user, and if so, then they have liked the comment
/content that this vote is on. Whew, that is tough. Well, I think that I think my brain might be calling it quits at this point. Like, I understand what I need to do here. Before, I didn't even understand what I need to do. But I don't know if my brain can actually do it at the moment. Quite exhausted. Okay, yeah. Going to end the stream there. Thanks for anybody that stuck around. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. I got a good bit of the liking system of the website completed. There's still a lot to go, but as you see, it's showing some likes that are coming from the database, so that is good. If you would like to stick around to see the rest of it, feel free to follow. Yeah, have a nice rest of your day. Peace out.